and welcome to another episode of Nappy Changing and Brand Building. Today I am delighted to be joined by Tiffany Watson, who many of you may know from Made in Chelsea. Tiffany is also mum to baby Jude, who's 3 months old now, and she has recently agreed to collaborate with us on a new range of bamboo eco products for our Bamboo Buddy Club. So I am absolutely thrilled to be here today.
I'm thrilled as well. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for letting us into your beautiful home and letting us actually meet baby Jude, who is by far the cutest and sweetest, most chilled out baby I've come across in ages.
I know, maybe he's having a good day or something, no. But he's, yeah, I don't know. Everyone keeps asking me, is he a chilled baby? And I'm like, I don't know. I've got nothing to compare it to. But everyone today has been like, he's very chilled. So it's like,
yeah, very chilled. Considering there are so many of us around for photographs and he's been a bit distracted.
Yeah.
He's doing brilliant. But those big blue eyes, they're just taking it all in.
Yeah, he loves lots of different people coming around. So it's good.
Yeah. How are you finding it now, sort of 3 months in?
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is a good marker for sort of getting into the swing of things and like not waking up every day going, oh God, how am I going to handle today? Because obviously it's such a massive change. But I do think, around this time, definitely if I compare it to 2 months ago,
it does. It changes quite quickly, doesn't it? It's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the sleeplessness, and the tiredness, and just not knowing what you're doing.
Exactly.
But you start to find your groove.
Yeah.
And today you've been an amazing mum, and you're entertaining and hosting us all. And you're feeding him and getting him to sleep.
Well, trying to get him to sleep, but
yes. Well, I think he's quite interested in what we're doing.
He's like, I'm not sleeping. I'm not missing out on what's going on.
But no, it's been absolutely lovely being here today, and actually managing to like talk about work stuff and look at designs and things. How are you finding kind of starting to do a bit of work alongside mummyhood?
I know, I kind of never knew how it would go. I knew obviously I wanted to continue working once I was a mum. I didn't want that to stop. And obviously being self-employed, you can't really just, there's no sort of maternity leave and go back to work kind of thing. So I definitely took off a couple weeks, but I was back into work quite quickly. But the thing is, like, I love work. I love being busy. So for me, it's not a chore. I love what I do, and I was like, I need to find the balance and make it work.
And what's lovely is you're able to sort of incorporate Jude in a lot of what you're doing.
Definitely. And you don't, I've got my family which are very supportive, so they're able to help me if it's something that I can't bring him to, but luckily a lot of my work he can be involved, or I can do it from home. So it is manageable.
And I think it's just making choices, isn't it? It's picking the opportunities.
Exactly.
Think, actually, that will work. That won't. And having a bit of flexibility to the day.
Definitely. Like, there's definitely a lot of things that come my way now, which I'm like, pre-baby I would have done, but now priorities are slightly different. So yeah,
that makes sense. I can definitely remember those early days when I started considering going back to work. It took me 3 years to start Mama Bamboo after the children were born, because every time I looked at how I was going to do it, I couldn't work out how to fit it in with the kiddies and stuff. So it's so nice to hear that you've actually managed to find a bit of a flexible balance.
I think doing what I do compared to starting a brand is very, very different. Having dabbled in that myself, it's hard work. So I think what you've done is absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you. And we are so pleased that you're kind of joining us.
I'm so pleased.
on the Buddy Club range. Why did you pick our opportunity? Because as you said, there were some that you've turned down.
Well, obviously I absolutely love the products for Jude, and it's something we use every single day, some days quite a lot. And I just love everything that you guys stand for. The fact that all your products are sustainable, they're all using bamboo, which is like gentle on baby skin, and all of these things align with what I believe in. So that was so important to me.
You're very well known for sort of an eco, green, clean lifestyle, vegan lifestyle. Did you find being vegan easy during pregnancy and post-pregnancy? Did it make any difference? Were there any kind of things you had to adapt to?
Well, because I've been plant-based for quite a while now, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, what do I eat or anything? But obviously I was very hungry during pregnancy, so it was just making more food. But no, it was fine. I mean, my husband, he doesn't eat meat, so that makes it easy as well. He was doing a lot of the cooking. So no, it was good. I feel like in that first trimester where you don't fancy anything but beige, that was like,
That's the difficult argument where you don't feel particularly well.
No, exactly.
But it's nice. I enjoyed pregnancy on the grounds that you get to eat 500 more calories a
Yeah,
day.
exactly.
Guilt-free.
Yeah. And with breastfeeding as well.
Breastfeeding, yes.
Yeah.
That really helps afterwards, actually.
Yeah.
I think you can, is it about 500
I
calories?
think it is 500 calories you burn a day. But I mean, I don't know about other people, but breastfeeding makes me so hungry. So
It does.
yeah.
I loved it, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I kept it all for so long.
How long
Plus,
did
it
you
was
do
so
it for?
convenient. So I actually ended up doing it for 4 years because I had 2 children 2 years apart.
Right.
So I literally went from one to the next.
Oh my
And just kept on going.
So the first one, it was until 2 years old.
2 years. And then we weaned her off just before my second was born.
Wow.
And then I kept going, obviously, for the 2 years. And
That's amazing.
he just likes boobies. So that kept going for quite a while.
That's incredible.
But I did. I found it very convenient, actually.
Yeah, I find it convenient. Like, I think when I really wanted to do it because I just think it's like really beneficial for the baby. But I was like, I'll try and do the first 3 months. And, if I can make that, I'll be really proud. And now I've got to that mark. I'm like, I actually find it really easy now. We're in the groove. Yeah. It's convenient. It's, there's no making up bottles. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that to start with, people often say like breastfeeding's so natural, but actually it can be really difficult to start with. But when you find your groove, then it's nice and simple.
Exactly.
And actually a couple of the products that we've developed as our range, there's a breastfeeding cover.
Yeah,
and
can't wait to use that.
Big muslin.
Yeah.
That actually just help ladies to feel a bit more confident when they're breastfeeding out and about.
Because I think there is a lot of people that, want to breastfeed out and about and then they find it really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I think anything that can help with that is a plus, and it's definitely something you need, because I know myself when I've done it out in public, you do feel a little bit awkward.
Yeah. You feel a little bit awkward. You are conscious of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're conscious of the people around you. And yes, unfortunately, you do sometimes get comments.
Yes. Really?
You
had
once
comments?
in a while, someone will ask you why you're doing that in public and shouldn't you do that in the bathroom?
Oh my God.
I was sorry, would you like to go and have your dinner in the toilet?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not pleasant.
No one said anything to me yet, but I mean, yeah.
Hopefully attitudes are changing.
Hopefully. But yeah, I think it's still, I think it's, people don't really realise, or they just find it uncomfortable, but it's completely natural, and baby needs to be fed.
It's what boobies are supposed to be.
Yeah. Exactly.
So obviously you do a lot of vegan and clean and organic. Are you trying to incorporate that into Jude's routines and products and in future, obviously eating at the moment is all milk?
Yeah, exactly. That's all good on that front. But definitely the the baby products we're using, like the shampoos and the moisturizers, making sure they're really clean, natural ingredients and like really organic. And then obviously like the clothing. So yeah, it's, it is important. And right now I think it's easier because there isn't a food incorporated, but I do think going forward it will be very important to me.
Keep it going.
Yeah, exactly.
Are there alternatives to so when you obviously move on to normal milk?
Yeah.
So obviously cow's milk's the one that most move on to.
Yeah.
Is there an alternative that you could?
I think you can do you can do oat milk. I think you can do all plant-based milks for them instead of cow's milk. Yeah. But I want to look into like which one's the best for him, because I know like there's a bit of stigma at the moment about oat milk having some like nasty ingredients in it. And obviously, I have like 1 coffee a day, add a bit of oat milk, so I'm not, too worried. But if he's having it a lot, then I want to look into which one's got like clean.
Which one's got the clean.
There's this new app which my younger brother's obsessed with called Yucca, and you can scan a product and it will tell you a rating out of 100.
Oh, nice.
It'll tell you what artificial ingredients it's got in it, and then it will tell you like how clean it is.
Oh, that's incredibly useful.
Yeah.
Oh, I might try and look that up myself, actually. Because, I think there's so many more products available these days.
Exactly.
That actually it's nowhere near as difficult to go plant-based or vegetarian or pescatarian or wheat-free, gluten-free. Exactly. They are available, but you just have to educate yourself.
Yeah.
An app that would help you with that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No, that's great. It is great. Although you might become a bit like
You might
scanning everything. My brother goes around the supermarket scanning all the food before he buys it. I'm like, gosh, well done.
You could become quite obsessive about it. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a personal trainer on our podcast, Emma Board, who was talking about pre and post-pregnancy training, and particularly pelvic floor, diastasis recti, and how exercise can help you avoid problems in these areas. Now, obviously, you were doing quite a lot of exercise before pregnancy.
Yeah.
Have you managed to continue that? Have you taken it back up again since?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, since Jude's been born, it's been very slack just because it's finding the time. And also when you are really tired, it's kind of the last thing you want to be doing. Is a few weeks ago, I was getting on the, Cameron's got like a watt bike, I was getting on that and I did about half an hour and I felt really good for it. But I think it's getting into the swing of it and getting back into the routine of it. And, you know, it's hard to find sometimes a moment for yourself when you've got a newborn. But it's definitely something I want to get back into because it does make you feel so good once you've done a workout and and even having that time for yourself as well. So yeah, it's not happening as much as I'd like it to be right now, but I mean, I have to walk the dog every day, so that's some form of gentle exercise. But no, I would love to like get back more into it.
You're only 12 weeks of
yeah,
pain,
exactly. So I'm trying not to be too hard on myself. But I remember when Jude was first born, they were like to me, make sure you do your pelvic floor exercises. It's so important doing them every time you breastfeed. So every time I breastfed, I was like doing my pelvic floors. Yeah, that's also gone slack. That's reminded me that I need to do those again.
Yeah, I think it's hard to find time.
It is.
Like Emma's big message was, if you even find 5 or 10 minutes in the day, that's worth doing.
Yeah.
Because it's actually really good for like your hormones. It's really good for your mental state, a little self-care. But building
100%. Even doing like stretches, because I think when you are breastfeeding or when you're picking up the baby or you like, I can feel so stiff, and then if you do a bit of stretching, then you just feel a lot better. So I've been trying to remember to do that as well. But yeah, I mean, there's, you know, we're busy ladies.
Busy ladies. How are you finding the whole mother load? Now, obviously, you started doing a little bit of work. You've got the baby.
Yeah.
Husband's away a fair bit.
Yeah.
How are you managing?
It is hard. I feel like there's always something that needs to be done, and I'm one of those people that I can't really relax unless if I know there's something that needs to be done. Like even yesterday, Cameron had the day off and we sat to watch a film, and I was like, I just need to put a washing on because I need something for tomorrow. And he was like, oh my God, can't you do that later? And I was like, no, I can't, because I will be thinking about it and not enjoying this time where we're meant to be watching this film. But I think they're just, the washing, I never realised there'd be so much, especially with a husband who exercises and like changes outfits 24/7, and then baby, there's a lot of washing. And then there's the dog as well. So it is hard. That it always feels like there's something that needs to be done. I like being busy, but it's I saw something on Instagram the other day which said like mothers spend over 50% of their time multitasking, doing so many different things at once.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
You're never just doing one thing.
No, you're doing, exactly. You're like holding the baby while emptying the dishwasher, while trying to reply to someone on your phone. And it's like...
And certainly in the early days, I found the whole kangaroo care was invaluable.
Yeah.
Pop that baby in the pouch and you can actually move around the house.
I'm all for those. I absolutely love them. And then there's people telling you, oh, you shouldn't be having your baby on you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's literally like 13 weeks, it's fine. Like if he wants to be on me and if it gives me both my hands free, then that's great.
And where do you think he wants to be apart from on mummy's skin, next to our heartbeat? You know, people should, unless asked specifically, keep their opinions to themselves.
I know.
There's just too much advice out there, and it's all conflicting. I think you have to just do what feels right to you.
Exactly. Although I do find those slings really complicated. I don't know if you found that, but I got one, and then I remember he was a couple weeks old and me and my mum were trying to work out how to do it. And I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah. You do sort of round the back and twist it under your legs and over your shoulder. Yeah. They're not the most simple things.
I think once you get the knack of it, you must like just know how to do it. But it's the start. It was like, I don't know how to do this.
I'm completely lost.
Yeah.
Are you managing to get out and about with him now? Like play groups, mummy groups, classes yet?
I took him to one sensory class and he cried and then fell asleep. So I was like, maybe we're a bit young for this. But no, I found another class that I want to take him to. I definitely want to start taking him to lots of little things. So I think it's great for them. But I haven't done many. I kind of don't know what the right age is, but I feel like maybe now start going to something.
And a lot of it's not really just for the baby either.
No, it's for you.
Too many mums are isolated at home and actually getting out into play groups. I mean, I know quite a lot of ladies that had their babies during COVID.
Yeah, that must
And
be
obviously
really
they spent 6, 9, 12 months
in their house
and alone.
Yeah.
And I think that's just not good for your mental well-being.
I actually, because Cameron's just signed for a football team, which is in Essex. And he had the first day he left, he was going to be away for like a couple of days. And then the next day I spent the whole day on my own with Jude, just in the house. And then I literally called him crying and I was like, this is so hard. And I was like, I actually find it easier with Jude on days where I am getting out, even though you feel like you're busier, it feels easier.
Yeah. Well, it breaks up the day as well.
Yeah.
It gives you a purpose to the day. It's
if
not
you're
just
at home
one
all day.
long...
It feels very long.
Yeah. I think, and it's just better to be with other mums or dads that you can ask the odd question to.
Exactly.
Have a bit of a laugh with, gossip. It keeps you sane.
Yeah, it does. It's important, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that we're hoping to do is, as part of the Bamboo Buddy Club, is to create a bit of a community.
Yeah, that's really nice.
The podcast that we're doing now, sharing some tips, some expert tips, getting them to talk to one another a little bit, do a bit more kind of referring of a friend and working towards prizes and all the rest of it, but just enabling them to talk to one another.
Exactly.
We find that a lot of the ladies and men that come to us as clients, they have a similar ethos.
Yeah.
They're either eco-green parents, they're very into organic. So it's a natural place
to
kind of find someone and talk to them and get similar advice to what you might actually want in your life.
Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. And being, as you said, I think a community is really important. And when you do have a baby, it's, hanging out with people or chatting to people who are going through similar things to you, because otherwise you can feel a bit lonely.
Yeah, nobody really tells you.
No.
It can be really lonely and some days can be really boring with a newborn baby.
Yeah.
They don't actually do a lot.
No, exactly. And you end up being like, I haven't had a conversation with someone all day.
Or the sleeplessness gets to you. So absolutely, I think for mental well-being, we just need to create communities.
Definitely.
Well, it's been absolutely lovely to meet you and to see your little community today. Thank you very much. And I hope we're going to enjoy the next few months of working together and getting the range all designed and launched.
So good. I can't wait.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.